So just like this, I'll just create this method. And so apart from exposing this method, anything else? Yeah. So basically, apart from exposing this method, I would like to expose one more thing. Okay, let's go to the department view, and let's say that I want to create a view criteria and add item. I would say find by location. Location ID is equals to find variable. Defines find variable. Location ID. We'll say required. This option whatever we want. The query modifies by itself. So here we have created this view criteria basically, and what we need to do right now is go to the AM and service interface, edit it, and service custom method. So 1 minute. Yeah, here I would say that just now we wrote this method, so I want to expose this method, and particularly this return type would be string, and this parameter passed is also a string. That's fine. View instance, select this view instance and go to the view criteria find operations. Click on plus over here to see what view criteria you just now defined. Click OK to include this. Click apply and OK. So it will save all the changes. So what we have done, two things: we have written a custom method that we have exposed just now, and we have written a view criteria also that should be exposed. So we will again run this, not this implementation class. So just wait for some time. So target URL is here, and I click on this to open HTTP analyzer, and here you have got all these. So get full name we just wrote, just select this and just try to enter your name and send the request. Remember, it should return Sandeep Singh Chauhan as per the logic that we have written that method. So it returned over here Sandeep Singh Chauhan. This is the result. That's fine. And again click on this to see other one. So we created this find by this one, find departments view, find by location, right? So we click on this and just hold on a second. I would see what all other options are there. Find departments view. So here basically I'll just go in this and I'll select this get departments find by view and just try to reduce this find criteria, and here's the location ID which it is asking. It would be supplied to the bind variable. As you click yes, all those records which have location ID of 1700 would be displayed in front of you. So it is working fine. So two things that we discussed as of now work just fine. We expose this method and we expose the view criteria. Okay, so now you can basically expose a method also which would be a kind of a find operation. So let's try to do that. I'll just remove this view criteria from here, and this bind variable also we don't need anymore. It was just to show you the demo. Now in this I'll go to this class and probably I would write this method over here, and I will just do the necessary imports. Here it should be get departments view, and I will change the name to find departments departments. Okay, so here's our method, which is find departments, and it basically returns view row IMPLs, okay, of all the departments with the location. So here I'm getting it, and I'm setting this bind variable basically. So this bind variable has to be there in the query. So I'll go to here, I'll modify the query, and I will say where location ID is equal to loc ID. This is the bind variable. Come over here to define it. Okay, so that's how it should be, and perfectly defined over here, loc ID. And here what I'm doing, I'm supplying the bind variable with this value which is applied over here in this function, and then executing it and then returning the result. Okay, so this has been done like this. Now I'll go over here, go to the service interface, and click edit over here to see the custom method. So here's the custom method. Drag it over here, just see what you have in the return. You see it's a list view IMPL. It will ask you to select this element view object which it is basically returning. So just select this. In the parameters, if you go here, basically it says view row class for the view departments view is this one. This is not assignable from the view row IMPL provided for corresponding Java type. So basically what you need to do over here is to create a row IMPL class. Just tick over here. You can create a view object class also. Click OK. We'll go ahead and create those. Now come back over here, click on the edit button, and just see the custom method. Again shuttle it across, expand it to see what is in the return. Here again select this departments view. Now you go here, it's a string, everything goes fine. Click apply and OK. So error generating remotable code, checked exception, invocation target. So let me just try to see what is this error. So basically this view criteria has been actually deleted, so we will remove from here also. We'll just select this and we will delete this view criteria from here as we don't have it right now. Click OK. So we deleted the view criteria and we added this method find departments which returns this whole list, and this is a programmatically approach, and we'll just try to run this class now. So basically when I try to run, I found that there is this compiler, silly compiler basis. So I fixed this. Now again run it. So this is the URL. Click on this to open HTTP analyzer, and here is this method find departments that we just wrote, and here is the string which it asks for, passing it over, send request, and it will actually return you all those records which have location ID as 1700. Okay, so this works just fine. So basically this is how we expose a custom find operation, and there are a couple of other things also. For example, here we created just a department the service SDO object. Basically when we created this all stuffs right in the service interface, these all SDO objects for departments already got created by themselves automatically. So suppose you have actually exposed right now this department like this, you want to expose more. For example, you want to expose one more view which is not yet present. So you just create another one, let's say on employees. Let's say employees. So now our employees is also ready, but actually SDO objects for it are not created. So what you can do, you just go ahead in the Java class and click edit, and here you say generate SDO, service data object class. Click OK, and here are all generated. Then go in the application module, come over here, click over the edit button, and here you can see service view instances. So now you can shuttle it and include this also. Whatever operation you want to include, you can include. So this is how to include a new one. Okay, and suppose you want to actually exclude some property from the SDO, from basically exposing it. So go in that view in the attributes. Let's say you want to expose this department name. So here right now, just if you uncheck this property, then this won't be exposed. I am not going to do that. I'm just basically trying to show you the feature, how it is like. So this is how you uncheck it, and this property won't be exposed anymore. So while we are actually exposing the methods written in the application module, one thing more I would like to tell you, that suppose there is some method which does something with the master and also does something with the child. So in that case, probably the objects would be affected at the master side only, and the detail side it won't be much taken care of, or any kind of discrepancy may take place. So you have to ensure that whatever happens, such methods which are written in this way, that actually update the child one also. So basically, when you are in the application module or creating the SDO objects on the view, you have just created view instances and exposed them, but you have not taken care of how the hierarchical relationship, the master detail relationship is maintained into them. So for that purpose, what you do, what you basically do, for example, there is this employee manager foreign key association, right? So for this, basically you have to go into the associations or the view links. If it is based on the association, go better on the association. If it is based not on the association, only on the view link, then go into the view link. So suppose I go over here in the association and go in the relationship. Here is the relationship. You just have to make sure that accesses are exposed. If they are exposed to the both sides, no need to worry, but yeah, you have to make sure that this kind of association exists. For example, in the employees, this is the employee ID and this is the manager ID, right? So this is a kind of a relationship that exists in the master detail form, and the master and the detail exist on the same table basically here right now. So right now I'm going in the association, and basically it would be actually good if I show you another kind of a association, but yeah, we can go ahead with this. So let's see another one also. What is this? Employee manager. Okay, this is the foreign key link which is based on this association. So we have got only one association here. So basically we have to you have to first see that the detail side is actually exposed in the master. So here basically both side it is exposed, so we need not worry about the calculation, how it is exposed and all. We are pretty much sure that from the master this is exposed, and from the master you can access the detail side of it also. So now go in the general tab, and the custom properties you can actually add one more property. And here you can say you have to basically add this property, okay, and this has to be there with true. So after adding this property, all would be taken care. I mean, all those functions which are actually doing a master and detail kind of a thing. For example, if you're deleting the master, they are also deleting the detail, or if you are adding something in the master, they are also adding into the detail. So those all things would be taken care if you add this kind of a thing in the custom property. Right now I'll remove this. I just wanted to show you this functionality. There is one more thing that I would love to show you, that in the SDO objects, yeah, if you click on edit service interface, there is this method, generate asynchronous web service method. Click this to generate asynchronous web service method. If you click this, all the methods that are actually in this 1 minute, yeah, in this remote class, all those methods. For example, there is this method called as get departments view. Okay, so if you try to search this method, get departments view, now Here is one method, and here is another method. So all methods will be actually added one more time, and their name would be their previous name, and asynchronous would be appended to them. So basically this is to there is this thing that if asynchronous methods are not there, then the clients would send the request to here basically, and as long as the service is not served, they will wait. But if you tick this method, clients can carry on with their work while the request is being served. Okay, so this is how this is done. And so this functionality covered. Now, how to secure web services for SOAP clients. So how to secure, it's pretty much simple. You go over here in the remote class and just come over here, click to expand it, portable web service, place the cursor over here and go to the property inspector. So wait for the property inspector to render, and yeah, so you're in the security just web services extension. Click on this dot 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 and you can select any kind of a policy. Now policy, whatever you select, it will, if you select this one, for example, let's say I select the first one, click OK. So there is the security policy annotation added over here. So this simply means that one security policy has been added, which will ensure the authentication and authorization as the clients try to connect over here. So this is how it is done. So I'll right now just uncheck it to remove it, because I just wanted to show how it is being done. So basically there are these things also, how to grant test users access to service. Better study this after reading security, and how to deploy those. And you can also enable support of binary attachment. For example, clients may want to send some kind of a data in form of attachment, in form of pictures, so that you can enable. And just search for this, you will get how to enable. Just a small annotation would be added. And how to deploy web services on Oracle WebLogic Server. That is also it is better to see after the security and how it is deployed. I mean, after the security steps and how they are deployed. So there is a whole lot of steps over there to be presented for. And then one thing more, you just need to remember that because the service interface exposes individual view instances, you are responsible for defining hierarchical relationships between service-backed entity objects through association. So yeah, one thing more I would like to tell you. For example, here you have defined all those kinds of things, right? So you can basically now define EOs and VOs in another application based on these VOs. I'll show you how in a second. So here is our WSDL. So just need to copy this WSDL and just try to see whether it displays the data. Well, yeah, it displays, it works fine. So basically we would just have this thing up here so that this service runs, and go to some other application or create a new application, application 8, let's say, click finish. So here this is a fresh application, and here I am creating business component from table. Give this database name. Anyway, we are not going to use this because we are going to base our, click OK. Now here you have got entity objects, so just cancel this. Basically what we'll do, we'll create new, and we would say I want to create entity object, click OK. So here it will ask you this. So just say I want to create not from the database schema, I want to create from service interface, and give this WSDL. So as you tab out, it will go and connect, and it will show you over here what all views are exposed in this. So here I am creating this. Okay, now all other steps are pretty much simple. You can just follow and click finish. So here you have created basically this entity object which is based on that. So this is basically entity service based entity, service backed entity object. And similarly you can create a view object on this also, or a view object based on those view objects which we have exposed. So basically when you do this, when you create these EOs, when you create basically service backed EOs and views in a fresh application, then you are responsible for maintaining their view links or kind of hierarchical relationships, master detail relationships through associations or view links, whatever you may define in your fresh application. Because from there, from the server side, from where you have exposed, you can just fetch all those views or views. You are responsible for creating the view links. View links are not going to come, or view links or associations are not going to be just copied just like that in your fresh application. So you are responsible for creating those. So this is the concept of service based backed entity object and view object. So I hope this goes well, and I'll